Good morning, traders. This is Christian Fromhertz with your Monday morning rundown, and welcome to the trading week. What I like to do on Monday morning is just kind of go over how the major indices in the U.S. are setting up for the day, look at support and resistance levels, and I'll do that on multiple time frames just to kind of see if we've got something right ahead of us or right below in terms of support to kind of provide a little bit of a trading edge looking at some of these levels for the day and for the week because we do have a new value area for the week, and that's on the 1 hour bar. So basically, as I talked about in my weekend video for the major indices, on the daily chart, we're basically overbought on the S&P. So this is the October value area. We're above it. We're also above the major moving averages. Price is above the really short-term moving average, which is the 5 period. And I'm looking again at S&P futures. We're up 20 basis points, which I think is somewhat aggressive for the morning. And the reason why I think that's a little bit aggressive is if you look at international markets, we really haven't done too much here. The European markets are basically flat right now. The Hang Seng overnight finished down, and China, which was closed for a whole week, kind of caught up a little bit, and they're up 1.1%. Japan was closed, so nothing really too great out of Asia markets. Again, the Hang Seng down close to 0.5%. And Europe this morning is kind of is okay. Spain is the outperformer here, which took a little bit of a hit last week. So looking at, sorry, I'll go to the 1 hour bar next here, and we're basically just inside value. So here's where it gets interesting. So the fact that we're up 19 basis points, great. We got a little bit of a head start for the day. We'll see if that could be maintained into the open. But notice we have resistance right ahead of us at 25.50 and a half. So that's the level to watch in S&P futures, I think, for the day to the upside. If we get above that, we've got a further breakout. If we can't get above that, we might stall for the week. But so 25.50 and a half, and again, it's a pretty decent size value area for the week. We don't have support until all the way down at 25.29, which is a little bit concerning, I think, to me. If we can't break out right away and have this be the new support, I would be a little bit concerned that we might come back in for the day. So that's basically for the week. Those are levels to watch. That's not going to change. For the day, your support is 25.46. So you do have a little bit of a near-term support level for the day. If we break through these, if we break through 25.43, I think you want to go back and you want to look at, all the way down to 25.29 as your support. But first things first, we are up pre-market, and I would watch that resistance because that's right upon us at this point. All right, so that's how S&P futures look. Again, this one's above value, but I think 25.50 and a half is that level that I just mentioned, which again I forgot it already, is 25.50 and a half. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that's S&P. Nasdaq's going to look a little bit different. So if we look at Nasdaq futures, we'll start again with the 1 hour, and we could look at this in terms of Qs too. I know people will look at the Qs sometimes rather than Nasdaq futures, but it's basically kind of the same looking picture. Maybe not as overbought. That's one thing that I noticed when you go back to the S&P futures. I think the RSI is about a 77, so pretty heated. I would say pretty heated, I would say, for S&P futures. For Nasdaq, we're not overbought yet. It's about a 65 RSI. We could have some further upside in the Qs this week. So your support here is 146.19. Looking at the 1 hour value area, it's a different picture. We're above value, so support is going to be down at 146.92, and no major resistance to really look at. Also, the same thing on the 5 minute bar, 147.53 is your support with no major resistance there. Again, above the short-term moving averages. IWM is going to be a little bit different. Let's start with the daily chart, way above value, pretty extended, just like S&P futures. The RSI Relative strength index is an 80. Again, anything above 70 is overbought, so way overbought, way above the value area, above the short-term moving averages. So, riding the wave up, I would say right now is small caps. Looking at what this looks like on the 1 hour, it kind of looks similar to S&P, maybe not such a big value area. But we're just tucked inside the resistance, which for IWM is going to be 150.36. Your support for the week is going to be 149.57. Again, this 1 hour bar really good because it shows you what the week's support and value areas are. So we're going to be starting the week inside value for both S&P and for Nasdaq. Some short, sorry, more closer support level would be 150.11 on the 5 minute bar. So I really think, kind of going over this analysis in summary, for the S&P and for IWM, I think the 1 hour support and resistance levels are going to be most important here, starting the week in value. So 150.36 and that level that we talked about on S&P. Again, which is 25.50 and a half, is really your levels to watch for resistance. And I think you could see that this is already coming into play here on this last hour, as we're kind of coming off a little bit, and we were not able to get above that level. So again, these value areas are really, really good for support and resistance, as I've gone over. So that's it for the major indices. We're going to start our pre-market session in about 10 minutes in the Tribeca Trade Room, where we will be going over all the individual movers and some trade setups in the individual stocks. So hope to see you there. You can join us, and you can go to tribecatradegroup.com to activate your membership there. Thanks very much. Have a great day and a great week.